Woof! That was Dougie with his ball outside where it's not snowing, but that was taken a little while ago. Welcome to Two Dogs Digs Tuesday night Hall Pass live at our new 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Welcome to everybody. Thanks for joining us here on our live show. This week, we are going to do one of our favorite shows, and I think it's one of everybody else's favorites, which is our Thrift It or Throw It. Lovely interactive show. So if you're watching this on repeat or after the show's been live, next time you see this, love to have you come in and join us. What we're going to do is we're going to show you photos of a bunch of stuff that we found while we've been out thrifting. And then we're going to ask you what you would have done based on what you see, and then see if we did the same thing and explain to you why we did or didn't do the same thing as you might have done. I find it always fun because it's all over the board. And the nice thing is everybody thrifts differently. Everybody sells differently. So the nice thing is we actually, a lot of times there's things that like we found that we've tried to sell and we can't sell, but we can sell it to someone else and see them sell it for unknown reasons. So it could be where you're from. It could be how you list. You never know what it is. A big hello to everybody, especially those of you who are part of our Kennel Club. Thank you so much for joining us in the Kennel Club. For $2.99 a month, you actually get a bunch of extra things. You'll see little icons beside people's names for supporting us. We try and find ways to help you make more money on your reselling business. And that's me. And it is, there we go. Good dog.
Hello.
Down at me.
I'm playing with a little ring light. It's like, ooh.
Oh, okay. So thanks again to everybody who is a Calico member. So that's Louette is here. Hey, Jennifer, you're here. Janet. Tina. Let's see who else. Tina's in the cold, I think. Tina almost forgot about the new showtime. But don't worry. Yeah, we're trying to do it so that we could have more West Coasters be able to see us because it was at 5 o'clock. Dawn is here. Susan, Mr. Paul, West Coast. Carl, Ontario. It was funny. Carl, I just emailed Carl. I saw something in Facebook that I said, oh, this is free. Somebody's going to throw it out. Carl might like it for his flea market booth. And then I sent him a link to it. And the funny thing was, because it was in Ottawa, he sent me a message today, Rick.
Yeah.
A person's husband. Complete and utter fluke. He's a friend of the person's husband. So I don't know. Michael, Lisa's here. What else we got? Diana's here. Let's see. Sandy, thank you. Hey, Greg. Hello, Greg. You're up later. You're getting used to us, I guess. Miss Lisa. Sherry's down in the frozen tundra. I know it is really cold down in the States. That's the interesting thing. It's like hell has froze over. Brian is there, and I'm sure Charmaine is there. She is. Elise is here. Heather in North Carolina. Julie in San Diego. You make sure Julie's in San Diego where there were fires today. So I hope you're safe, Julie, in there with all the fires that are going along down there. Cold Cordis. And Nellie's here. Yeah, it's quite cold. It is. Today is actually, they said, I think, Rick, the coldest. Hey, Candace.
The coldest it's been for a year.
Last February or something like that.
Yeah.
So send me some warmer temperatures as part of the Kennel Club. No.
Actually, I'm out back with Doug in my shorts.
Yeah, he is. We actually bought a heater a week ago just to put in our garage because we work and stuff in the garage and store stuff in the garage, and I'm working up there, and it's like, oh my God, it's so cold out there. So it's been fun. So again, yeah, today's Thrift or Throw It. I think we're going to start off with two things. One is just if you are in the Kennel Club, hopefully you're part of the Kennel Club Facebook group. And all you have to do is make sure you send us a message in Facebook to me or to Rick, letting us know your YouTube name if you're not in that Kennel Club Facebook group already, because a lot of times the YouTube name doesn't match necessarily the Facebook name. So like Candace is a perfect example. Candace is Candace on Facebook. She's not the Inky Thimble on Cat. So but some people don't have that extra thing in their name. So send us that, and you'll see in there, we updated the research deck on Thursday. The weekend, we did a little presentation on it as well, so you can see how that works. And we're going to be doing another video later on this week for it as well. So that's an update on that. And that's part of the $2.99 a month. So I'd love it if you supported us there. The other thing is, if you are looking in our regular group, you might have seen in the craft group, we did a post on a video that was about Canada Post that I think we talked a little bit about, but Canada Post, Revenue Canada,
the CRA,
the Poshmark are all going to have your sales reported for this year. The interesting thing, this was really interesting to me, is that of all the videos that we actually did, we posted that, I think, on January 15th. So it's only been up for 6 days. We had hit over 12,000 views of that one video by today.
And some of the comments, oh my goodness.
Yeah, almost 200 comments, and 30% of the comments I actually had to remove because they actually had nothing to do with the actual topic. They just went into political diatribes, which I don't like. I don't. That's not what the purpose was. So it's like I started trying to respond to some people who were blaming various people, and I was like, no, you have to understand it's a revenue stream, and so you have to look at it as a revenue stream, but also look at your expenses. That was my whole point. Yeah, Tina, it's the U.S. as well. The U.S. has their rules, which is 5,000 or over gets a tax form. So it's something that everybody is looking at. So yeah, I know. I'm not sure if it was I was like, yay, and then I was like, oh. But at least we probably had another 100 plus subscribers though to the channel. So that's what I like is it gets a subscriber. So that was one thing. So the next thing I wanted to do was just show you something that I'm struggling with. Actually, no. You know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to show you this other thing, which is when we talked last time, 2 weeks ago, we talked about some of the things we wanted you to avoid and what to watch for. And Starbucks mugs are one of them. And so what I'm going to do is just show you this little video that we made to show you what makes us grab, like how to find Starbucks mugs quick. So you take a look at this. This is actually at the end of the video, so it needs to go to the start of the video. So this is when you're walking up to a mug section in any store. Immediately, the thing that I want you to look for, now some Starbucks mugs still go for good money. Some Starbucks mugs don't, okay? But the immediate thing I want you to look for is color inside the top of a mug. It's the easiest thing for you to spot. And in Canada, that means it's either a Tim Hortons mug 90% of the time or a Starbucks mug. So you'll see what I'm saying. I just glance along like this. This is me watching. Look, take a look down, bend over a little bit, and I bend over, and I can already see that green I could see from the outside, and I happened to grab that specific one, and this is the Wisconsin one we talked about that sells for we've got it listed, I think, for $50, but it's sold for 70 or so or more. So that's the kind of thing. I just want you to be able to go and spot something, so you don't have to dig through all the mugs. You can see mugs when they're hanging up, and you can just go, oh, I don't see any color, and just walk away. But if you see color, then put it on. Now, what we did with our other Starbucks mugs is we looked at all of them, and we saw that on Facebook, there were a lot of people in our area who were selling individual Starbucks mugs for $10 and $15. And they were putting up posts of like 15 mugs and saying, any of these mugs, $20, $25, $15, $10, and they'd have like an X through this one or 2 X's through. And I was like, you know what? We are not going to put up with person after person after person saying, I want.
Are these available?
Mug. So what I did was I thought we put 6 mugs. None of them, we looked them all up. None of them were actually really expensive mugs. They were all $10 to $15 mugs on average.
I think there was one $20 mug.
There might have been one $20 mug. So what I did was I put, and a couple of them were $2 mugs. I literally put them all on in one shot for $100 for 16 mugs. So I'm making about $5 a mug, $6 a mug. And we literally within 10 minutes had 4 messages asking to come and pick them up. And one guy was like, I'm 10 minutes away. I'll be there in 10 minutes. I was like, okay.
He came at 11:30.
Came at 11:30 at night because I posted that late. But I was like, okay. And then I had 2 other people like, why didn't you wait for me tomorrow? And we actually sold a number of other things last week. So we had 4 ads and all 4 ads sold. So we made like $300 from Facebook ads from last week. I got rid of a bunch of salt and pepper shakers that way. Instead of trying to make $3 here and $3 here on a whatnot show, we put them all in. And instead of putting them in a max sold, we just did it. Oh, well, let's see. Before we put them in max sold and start them at $1, let's just see if I can get $50 for these. And again, I got somebody right away. The funny was I only got one message from that person who said, I'll come tomorrow. And I got 2 messages from people saying, will you sell this one? And I was like, no. It's a combination. It's of most of them were You Are Here mugs.
There were a couple of city mugs.
And city mugs. A couple of them were regular old mugs. Yeah, Marketplace for the win first time. Yeah. Yes, it was. Well, we had some wigs, foam wigs. You may have remembered me wearing them.
Remember the big pink wig from a couple of weeks ago?
Remember the big pink wig Rick had behind him that we had, and then found out it would cost $55 to ship? I put 3 wigs on, and I put them at $40 a piece. I swear to God, I had 100+ people saying, are these available? Are these available? Are these available? I had one person said, I want 1. I had one person say, I want 2, and they didn't come. And I had one person who said, I want 2, I'll be there tomorrow. And I said, okay. And then somebody else said, I'll be there tonight, and I want all 3. So I sold all 3, and we got $100 for it, for 3 wigs. So we don't have to ship them. They're out of here. So again, $100 for those, $100 for the Starbucks, $50 for the salt and pepper shakers, and $50 for something else. I can't even remember what the other thing was, but all of them got, so $300. Yay! But now we've got stuff that we may or may not have bought as part of our thrifted or as part of our thrifted. Oh no, as part of our thrifted or throw it show. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that we had in here. Rick, Lisa has a screenshot of you in that wig, and she's holding it for ransom. And oh, thanks, Brian. Yeah, no, it's just an easy tip to take a look at. And again, the nice thing is if you're in Canada, that's the nice thing is the Tim Hortons mugs are mostly colored in. So the first ones weren't, but the last few years have been there. And can be some good money for Tim Hortons mugs, especially on like a Facebook Marketplace locally, or even on Etsy or eBay Canada, because Tim Hortons is in the States, but it's not anywhere near as big as in the States. So, but it's an easy way for me. I just quickly do that right now when I'm looking for mugs because they weigh so much. You want to make sure that you're not having to spend $15 shipping them. So let's start out with our thrifter to throw it. And our first thrifter to throw it is going to be peanuts. And I love this. Rick actually was the person who spotted this when we were at a thrift store. This is Peanuts 2-pack drying dish mats. So it's a little Snoopy dish mats. And you know what I love? I love it when you see a bunch of things. This is all a bunch of them. So look at them all. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All brand spanking new. They were $3.99 a piece. They called them Christmas. They were $3.99 a piece. So if you saw a batch load of those, would you thrift it at $3.99 or would you throw them at $3.99? Again, Peanuts drying dish mats. You get a 2-pack of the dish mats. throw it, but buy one for home. Yeah, you could do that too. Thrift it. Now, Carl. I don't know if you make it a lot of this, but if you're thrifting them for $3.99 and you can flip them for $10.
Yeah, those were in the U.S. So
I wouldn't have picked those up by the way you're talking about them, but I guess I should. Well, let's see. I don't know. Did I pick them up? Throw it. Looks like a grocery outlet would have sold it. If they were $1, maybe. Thrift. I collect them and can sell online. Throw. Thrift. So it's a throw. So I think we're about a 50-50 on this on the 2-pack. And you know what we did?
60-40, honey.
60-40 what?
Throw.
60% throw?
Yep.
Okay, so we had all of these in the cart, and then we looked them up, and what did we do? We put them all back.
Didn't even buy one for us.
We didn't even buy one for us. Say buy, don't buy. You got it. And the reason that we actually did it was we did look them up, and they were only selling for about $10. So initially, though, when we saw them, again, when you see a shelf that is filled like this, we literally grabbed everyone, threw them in the cart, and then looked them up. We're looking, because we're looking, going, okay. And I think that's actually, Tina's got a good point. Towels, maybe. Drying mats, nope. Is vinyl mine Scott? I'm just wondering, because you went Scott, or is it great Scott? Look at those things. But yeah, towels, again, it's a maybe. But again, we like them. Whenever I see something that's new, I got to grab it. I gravitate to something that's actually new.
Well, we threw them in the cart as well because there were a couple of ladies that were coming down the aisle.
They were like
beelining for them. It's like, no.
We were being cart stocked for that. Next one is
we were like the zombies today that were following the cart coming out of the back room at the thrift store.
Oh yeah, I tried to get a picture. I was trying to think, should I get a picture or not? Because we walked by this one part of our thrift store, and it's near the door where they bring the carts out. There were like 9 people sitting and chatting with each other, and they're regulars there on a Tuesday senior day, and they were just sitting, and a cart came out. And it was like zombies and brains. And, they all of a sudden, they all got up. And the person tried to get through the aisle with the cart, and they're all like, following them afterwards. And I thought, I should take a picture, but at the same
But they're very good at that store. They're very good at that store about saying, no, you have to wait until I put it on the shelf.
Yeah, we did. One Value Village just recently went to smack my hand when I went to take something out of the shelf. Next one is a Rick Thrifter to Throw It. So this is...
It is called a tajine, and it is terracotta, and it's got a really pretty blue glaze, and it's by a company called Silva, and it's made in Italy. It seems to be higher quality stuff. They wanted $12.99. And like a tajine is just a way of, or it's almost like a steamer. There's a little hole in the top, so as the steam goes up, most of it is held in the pot, but there's enough for it to escape so that it doesn't get overheated.
I like the blue coloring to it too, like the way that.
Yeah, the blue with the red interior is really quite nice.
And it's called a tajine.
Tajine. Tagine.
And so that is there. I keep going back to that.
And again, it probably weighed about 3 pounds. So packed, it would be less than 5 pounds. So shipping using the ground advantage rates that we've been getting for items up to 5 pounds, it actually wouldn't be more than $18 to ship to California from Toronto.
So what did we do with it? Well, Rick decided to.
I left it.
Even though we had a bunch of thrift.
Yeah, the most valuable comp I could find for a sales price for the De Silva was $38 US. So I didn't think there was enough of a difference between what we would pay for it to what we would list it for, and after fees. It's just
actually here we go. I actually have. This is actually sold.
32. There you go.
So, and some of these delivery charges are a little low, if you ask me. It's surprising to me. Like, there's literally only a few of them on. But look at that, $15. So it did look like it had a lot of potential.
Yeah, if we had blue or aqua stuff in our kitchen, I would have bought it for us. But
that's sold. And if we go back to here, listed's new low price, 58. Well, nobody's buying them at 58. So there's only a few listed, but unfortunately not.
Yeah, and the high glaze, that glaze reminds me a lot of the Le Creuset stuff.
Yeah, the Le Creuset, Emile. I don't know who Emile is. Emile Henry. Oh, Emile Henry. But yeah, so again, when you're looking, if part of it is the going for the hunt, and on the hunt, that kind of thing is something that grabs your eye. The color grabs your eye, kind of the same way I say the color on the Starbucks thing grabs your eye, right?
Yeah, I don't think Craig would actually look at that and think of picking it up and doing a comp.
No, Craig would not. Instead, Craig looks up stuff like this. Oh, look, it's a box. I got to see what's in that box. What's in the box? $29.99. What's in the box? This is what's in the box. A whole bunch of figures.
Are they lead?
Now, what would you do with something like this? Because this is a lot of stuff to potentially look at. It's a lot of stuff who knows what's where on these things. Some stuff's been painted. Some stuff has not been painted. But again, the price on it was $29.99 for a box of it. Now, we've had some of this stuff before that's been like, I guess these are lead or plastic. These are all lead. So they are lead. Thrift, not my niche. Throw. Thrift is metal or older. That's a good thing. Yep, for Adrian, not for you. Andrew's like, I'd probably thrift, but that price hurts. Throw.
Well, how many items are in that box? There's more than 30.
Yeah, I think.
It looks like they're about 50 or 60.
There's a couple in here. You can sort of see that one there. That says Raul Partha, 1977.
That's just the date of the mold. It might not be the date of the figure itself.
Yeah, but that's that horse, and there's a number of different horses. But it looks like somebody was doing. There's some other kind of thing there because there are all sorts of different ones. That's the one thing. Let's see. Where's Heather? What's Heather say? As I saw, I'm with Heather. Thrift. Throw, too much work. Lead, probably thrift. Throw, it's heavy. Well, you don't have to put them all together if you sell them, though. Remember that. Throw. Charmaine is with Heather. Maybe it was, I like it. Maybe it was half price day. Might thrift to have a coupon. Throw it down for me. I wish that it was a coupon thing, but this was actually from the Salvation Army, where if this is behind their shelf, so they don't allow coupons or senior discounts on the things behind their shelf.
Yeah, but they also don't charge tax. So
Raw Parth, my favorite. Well, then you get a senior discount. No, unfortunately, no. Raul Partha does a lot of D&D figures. Yeah, it does. But it's a lot of work to try and look at something like this. So did we thrift it or did we throw it? Well, I had to thrift it. And this is heavy. This is really heavy.
And Craig likes his projects. This
is a project. Now, what I'm probably going to do with it is I'm going to look and see what I can match up because, again, there's things like this. So I haven't even tried to carl any of these, but this is what I'm talking about. You have to look at the bottom of them. That's Raul Partha, 1977. Some of them say other things on the bottom, which I don't even know what they actually say. That just says G21. Let's see what it's on. This one is not Raul Partha, but it's another horse. So there's going to be a lot of Googling potentially. This is, I guess, another company. So they started painting these. They don't all belong to the same series. That's just it. That's the interesting thing.
Or we can take them over to Adrian's and he'll have them sorted in 5 minutes.
I think this is MPC is the company here, MPC. Some have been nicely painted. But again, so I picked these up literally because I thought I can put these together and do, what I always love doing with things like this is little lots. So there are probably, I'm going to try and do, somebody obviously had one where they had a specific army. So they tried, this is what I mean. So they had an army. So they painted all of these guys to be from one army. So the paint jobs are okay. Quite well done, actually. Pretty well done. So what I'll do is I'll put all of these colored guys that are all painted the same way into a lot. and I will see what I start that at. I'm not sure. It might even be $19.99. I'll see. There's some bunch of white ones that were painted for somebody else. They look like they're more of like a, that even looks like Robin Hood kind of thing. So again, I couldn't resist it because they were lead, and because I saw some names on them, like Ralpartha on the bottom. That's the interesting thing. I'm gonna have to Google. Some of them have the rider is solidly placed on. Other ones, the riders are you can place on yourself. And surprisingly, some of these may very well be $20, $30, or $40 figures on their own. We bought a few lots like that for years, haven't we, Rick?
Yep.
And
yeah, we actually, when we had our booth, actually
Yeah.
about 10 years ago, one of our first booths, we had clear plastic tubs that we filled with these Ralpartha things. And we were selling a tub of half of the amount that Craig showed for $50 or $60.
Yeah,
so,
and because we bought a huge, I don't know how many bags we got that one time. That was when that was like 15 years ago, and the girl gave me the senior discount, even though I wasn't a senior. We bought probably like 25 bags.
You looked old.
I look the same as I do now. That's the thing.
I know you haven't changed.
But some that we found in there, and I was looking. There were actually some that were supernatural figures, so werewolves and vampires and things like that, and they actually were huge numbers that you could get on some of those. So if you go and look up Ralpartha, so Ralpartha is best known for, this is Wikipedia I'm going to show you right now. The Wikipedia page is Ralpartha is best known, formed in 1975, features miniature figures in different scales. And then if we go, just so you can see what images are, this is all the different kinds of things that are out there. You can see all these different kinds of, and some people say there, like there's Ralpartha from Lord of the Rings. There's a big lot of Dungeons and Dragons ones. If you can ever find these in boxes like this, Ralpartha miniatures from TSR, that's can be worth tons and tons of money. If I look up, just for the sake of it really quickly for you guys, if I look that up in eBay for Ralpartha, you will see there's tons of listings too. Look at this, 15,000 listings. I'm going to do a highest just so you can see what some of these things go for. If I go to solds and I go to miniature, add in miniatures, take a look at some of these lots. $1,000, 150 figures, $500. But even there, this is interesting. Like books for them, $300. Here's smaller lots. You can see that rare miniature figures, $199. That dragon, just the dragon, $169. We actually sold a couple of those dragons in our stuff too. So it's just an interesting thing to look at. And again, I just want you guys to think about when you see something like that in a store, take the risk. Take the $30 risk on something like this. That's the thing that I want you to think about, is taking that extra money.
Well, I think the thing you told me before you spent the money is you did spend a little bit of time making sure that a majority of the figures were still intact. The lead wasn't broken.
Oh, I lied.
You did? That's what I would do. I would look at the bottom of the box and see if there are any arms or legs on their own.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I picked up a horse. I saw Ralpartha. I went, there's a bunch of these in here. And I went, I'll pay $30.
You liar.
And then I lied when I came home.
You fibber. Fibber McGee.
Sometimes you see things that are a little out of your comfort zone, but still kind of in your comfort zone. I love Disney. I love dealing in Disney and everything like that. Yeah, it is like Warhammer. It's another good one. Warhammer, though, has a lot more plastic stuff to it, too. You can find a lot of great Warhammer plastic stuff. This is Disney lamps, and these are Pocahontas. And it's like a milk glass kind of lamp. And this one is the Lion King. So that's Simba and Nala, and the other side is the bird, Zazu, I think his name is. And the other side of this is the raccoon. But they're $7.99 a piece. And I looked at that and I thought, it's interesting. They're milk glass. I did test them. They do work. So I made sure I found another light bulb. I always keep a plastic light bulb in my car now if it's something I desperately think I need to try. But I did find a light bulb, and I tried it in both, and they both worked.
Yeah, what are they
I knew
priced
you'd
at?
say they're cute, Julie, because they're Disney, but they are cute. I think these are probably from the 90s. My guess is like 90s, early 2000s. Trow.
Can you zoom in on the price again?
Huh?
Can you zoom in on the price again?
$7.99.
Okay, thank you.
Sherry is Trow. May with the new Lion King movie, but throw them both. Throw. Susan and Julie. Well, Julie wants to thrift them because she wants them. Susan, I don't know. Throw. Charmaine's a throw. So I think we only have with no harp and no lampshade. No, there's no harp on them. There's no lampshade on them.
It doesn't look like they got a fitting for a harp.
Huh?
Doesn't look like they've got a fitting for a harp.
No, it doesn't.
So the type of shade would be one of those shades.
It looks like those shades, yeah, that would stick on the bulb itself. Probably the shades originally had like Pocahontas on them and the Lion King on them. No Hakuna Matata. Not much stuff with Pocahontas out there. Oh, that's an interesting thing to say. Tina is saying, those are easy to get, the lamps. They are vintage, 90s vintage. So what did we do? Did we thrift these or throw these? Well, I thrifted them. Both of them. And there's the bird. There's the Lion King bird. And there is Miko. Now, you may wonder, why did I do that? Well,
yes. Why did you do that?
Julie actually had a really good point. There is not a lot of Pocahontas things out there. So that was one reason why. The other reason why is, interestingly enough, you'll be surprised. If I can get to the... Look how much that sold for without the shade. $79. Sold without the shade.
That's incredible.
And it's missing the felt bottom. So they don't even have a really good picture of the lamp, like with the top on it in all of their photos.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they show it with any with a bulb in it to show that it works.
I'm just going to say, it just says lamp only. I'm going to read down here. Rare vintage Lion King lamp without shad. A few minor flaws. It doesn't say. It works. Now, there is another one listed, I think, for $40 in the... Where I got to go back there. So that's the sold. So that one literally sold November the 10th. If I take the solds off, there's one for $35. There's another one of the Pocahontas for $75. That one's from Canada. And again, I think that the person might be the same person who sold the other one. They don't actually have a single picture of the lamp.
Does it say shad?
No shade. And again, they don't say that it's working. And 4 people are checking this out and have added it to their watch list. Now, it could be sellers, but I didn't add it to my watch list, but I did look at it. But again, that's the reason we took a look at this, is because there isn't a lot of Pocahontas stuff. This one says no shade.
Truth be told, it will be easier to ship without a shade.
Yes.
Like, it's small enough to be double boxed.
Here, the $35 one, the switch to turn on and off is broken. Just a little side note. Just a side note. The switch is broken. It's like, that's not a side note. That's kind of important. So again, yeah, I picked them up because I thought they look really cool. They look vintagey enough to me, and Pocahontas stuff wasn't something I see an awful lot of. So $8 a piece, probably $6. I probably got them on a 30% off day, so we'll say $6. So $5 US a piece, and we're hopefully no, it's not in their no, it wasn't in their condition. No. Now I've got the paint with all the colors of your wind. Yes, I did look for the shades. I couldn't find the shades. So, but again, you can put a regular shade on that. And since they're listing for 75 and selling for 75, we might list them for like 65. We will show them lit.
I would list it for 85 and say working in the title.
Working. Actually, I think I have the drafts done for those, and I did say working as part of the thing on it. So it's just, I love it when things like that. Next on our list, we'll stick with some Disney stuff. Take a look at this. It's the Dixie Landings Disney. It's Brer Rabbit. Now, if you know anything about Disney, Dixie Landings is one of their resorts. $4.99 for this little travel mug. But the thing about it with Dixie Landings is Brer Rabbit and the attraction itself are gone. They have been removed from Disney because of I don't know how to, it's not politically correct. It's just it's not.
It's of a time that
it's of a time of less political correctness, I guess is the only way to say it. So it's Dixie Landing. So it's not the actual ride itself, which used to be the Thunder Mountain ride, I think, or it used to be a water ride. I can't remember what ride it was. Well, look at this. Thrift. Politically right, yes. Song of the South. That's it. Thrift. Definitely thrift. People love Song of the Thrift. Wow, we're 100% thrift on this.
No, Heather just said throw.
Oh, Heather just said throw. Okay, so we're 98% thrift.
Nellie says throw.
And again, $4.99. And thrift. And what did we? Craig is glitching. Thrift. So what did we end up doing with this? We threw it. Now, why did we throw something like that? Well, I told you the reason we grabbed it, but this is why we threw it. It's not worth anything. Take a look at this. $9.99. Somebody's got it at $35 and $40, but at the end of the day, they're selling for $13. They're selling for $17 for two. There's not enough money in these. I mean, it wasn't worth our while to try and make $10. But I mean, even here, look, $7.99, $11.62. So these are really low. Some people grabbed it and they may have a $35. But $7, $9. Now the thing is, if you were looking up just the actual, not the resort mug itself, but if you were looking up Song of the South on there, you may see things that are a little higher up. Like there it is, the Splash Mountain things, like $850. Splash Mountain plush $355, $217. So keep your eyes open for these figures from Splash Mountain. If you find them, you may be seeing them somewhere. Like that, Brer Mountain, Brer Rabbit, Song of the South. Just looks like an old Disney rabbit. So if you see something like that, make sure you look it up. $185. So I wanted you to keep your eyes open for the Song of the South stuff, but you got to be careful. You don't automatically think it's got to be something because of one thing works. It doesn't necessarily work. There's too many out there. Yeah, there's a lot. There are a lot out there. Now, next we've got... It's Elmo! Well, it's dead Elmo? Rick picked it up and looked at it and went...
Why is Elmo dead?
Why is Elmo dead? Well, Elmo's dead because he's by a company called KAWS. So this is a KAWS Sesame Street. And he is $5.99. So this is KAWS Sesame Street. And there he is. Look at him. That's me making the noise. Now it's on a loop. So what would you do if you saw hilarious but throw Elmo? I could sell that. It looks dirty. Well, that's why he's dead, because he's a dirty, dirty Elmo. Throw, thrift. I can't give you an answer. I'm not sure why. I want that with something.
Actually, we can upload that video to the Kennel Club.
We'll upload that video to the Kennel Club, Michael, so you can have thrift. Is that Jeff Koons? I don't know if KAWS is Jeff Koons. Throw, but you've got something there. Thrift. That's not what tickled Elmo so much. He had a heart attack. Thrift, then immediately lose to your child.
Yes.
Weird cells. Thrift. What is KAWS? Well, did we thrift it or throw it? This was a Rick pick, and he decided to.
I had to. He's so cute. He's so cute when he's dead. And yes, I will freshen him up. I will steam him clean. But yeah, the KAWS tag is there. And I think Craig is looking him up right now.
Yeah, I'm just getting to a site here. So KAWS is the official website of an artist named Ryan Donnelly. And he gets certain characters and motifs, and he sort of updates them. And so here's the thing. It's like, why does KAWS cover his eyes? He began as a street artist. If you look at the images under KAWS, this is what you end up seeing. Like, look at all these different images. All of them are dead. So the thing that what grabbed us about these was actually Rick looked at it and he said, oh, there's something wrong with this. Then he flipped over and he showed me the tag. And when he showed me this, I went, no, it's KAWS. And the question came up from, I got to remember who was it. The question came up from Michael that was, is this Jeff Koons? Jeff Koons is another artist. And this is what happens sometimes is you end up with artists collaborations. This is a real Sesame Street product. And I think we did look it up. I don't have the thing of what we looked up here, but I think it actually may be on my phone if I go here. Hold on a second. Just to see if it's on my phone. Come on, get it open. Gallery there. Okay, yes. Actually, here is the current thing showing on eBay for the KAWS. Look at these are lives, but 70 pre-owned, 90 pre-owned, 150 brand new. So, yep, for $5.99. That's just it. A lot of people might think that's a knockoff. So it's just something that it's like it looked like. What was that? I mean, that was Rick's reaction.
Yeah, he was in the bin and just his eyes and nose were showing. It's like, why is he dead? So I pulled him out.
35 to 40. Yeah. So again, it was $5 less 30%.
Craig. Then I shook him at Craig.
Well, you guys talk to your little dog. Well, our little dog, Doug, is between the two floors. I'm upstairs, Rick is downstairs, and Doug just likes to bug us because he won't come up or sit down with either of us. If he does, he comes upstairs he'll come downstairs and sit with Rick, then he'll get bored and he'll go to the stairs and bark at me.
Or he'll paw at my legs.
So there he goes now, just barking right now. Just in case he needs it, Rick. For Phil's sake, go talk to our little dog.
Yes, I will go. I will go let him out.
Phil. Hopefully you can subscribe to us so that we actually there's a sold on Etsy for $240. Guess where we might be putting it? We might be putting it on Etsy. Let's see. So we always have fun when looking at stuff like this. I love when I can find something that is a bunch of something when we're looking at something on there. But what's even more fun for me is go sports. You know how much I love sports. Go sports. Go sports. That's me. This is a Harlem Globetrotters signed basketball. Take a look at this. It's signed by all these people I don't know because I don't know them. It's $19.99 and it's a little deflated. You can see from this. Just like whoever competes against the Harlem Globetrotters is defeated that. If those are real signatures, it's got value. Well, I think they're real signatures. I mean, I don't know how many people would fake signing a Harlem Globetrotters ball. Throw at that price. Yes, smash the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Throw. Greg, who is sports, no sports, throw. Throw. Pass, go sports. Thank you, Janet. Toss. Throw. That's a rabbit hole. It is. I do admit it. I started trying to look at what the names were. If it's not Meadowlark or Curly, no. And for those of you who are older, Meadowlark and Curly were original Harlem Globetrotters. Throw. Throw a 3-pointer. How old? That's the tough. Hey, Girl Friday. That's a name I haven't seen before. I don't know. That's the kind of tough thing we were trying to figure out here. Let's see. A real bowl of minor sports right now are the Savannah Bananas. Oh yeah, Savannah Bananas. If we saw them up here, they're great to watch on YouTube too. Did we thrift it or throw it? We threw it. Now here's the reason we threw it.
Swish. Remember the follow through.
No, yeah.
Point to where you're throwing.
I don't know how to throw any kind of ball.
Come on, it's. You have to point like that.
There we go. I did that to it. Why? Well, because I tried looking up some of the names. Now, the thing is, the Harlem Globetrotters still tour. And because of that, they are still signing balls. So you don't know how old your
basketballs.
Basketballs. You don't know how old those balls are. And unless you got some old balls that are signed by Meadowlark, then, but yeah, I don't think it was old. So,
now I'm singing that horrible Meadowlark song by Patti LuPone.
And Lisa sold one of their old 70s programs. Yeah, I think if it was old, if there was some way we knew that it was old, we'd be able to say, yeah, this is something that we really want to try and do. Since we're doing a meow meow, kitty meow, what would you do if you saw this? This is a welcome home, a litter of love. Feline friends for literally, oh my God, every heart. It's the Calico Kittens display stand. And this is $3.99. And here's a better shot of this is the Calico Kittens. So it has little shelves that you can put the kittens on. And it is made by UNESCO from 1996. So we're getting now, oh wow, 30 years old.
I like that it's CAC 040.
CAC 04 by Priscilla Hillman.
Like coughing up
but
a hair.
There it is, the Calico Kitties, a litter of love. What would you do with this litter of love? For at least did Girl Friday appear on Scooby-Doo? Actually, yes. The Harlem Globetrotters and Scooby-Doo were out in the 1970s. That was an actual movie. The Harlem Globetrotters, Scooby-Doo, and the Harlem Globetrotters. They were so popular they had their own animated series as well on Saturday mornings. Let's see. So what do we got? Carl, Lisa, $3.99 thrift. Throw from Julie. Thrift from Charmaine. Thrift from Lisa. Thrift from Sherry. Thrift from Janet. Thrift and sell to a crazy cat person. Are they sweaty balls? That's going back to the basketball. Call back to the basketball.
Throwback.
Throwback. Thrift. Go Cats. Thrift. Thrift. That's shipping though. Yeah, it's light. Probably.
Again, under 5 pounds. Ground Advantage has some really good rates.
So what did we do? We thrifted it. And you know what? I don't know why. I don't know. Okay, so
there were 2 of them at the store.
There were 2 at the store. And one of them at the store, this paper was gone a little bit. And the
top shelf was missing.
The shelf was missing. So I thought $3.99, yeah, I got to get this for $3.99. I looked it up and I thought, this is really something that I need to have for $3.99. Where is it? Where is it?
There it is.
With cats for $39. But if we go to solds,
Dougie.
there's none sold. And I think I think when I did another look on it, it was literally worth like $15. So I don't know why I bought this.
No, there's no water damage.
It looks bigger in the picture. That's that's what they all say, Julie. That's all about my
It
sweating
looks
hole.
faded.
That's what he said. Yeah, water. No, it's not faded. You have to have the right buyer. Yeah, I guess we'll list it, and based on the stuff that the other stuff seems to have listed there, like this one listed and sold for $25. And these are, I mean, it might be in something like this is listed for 22, but it's a different one completely. The cats don't even sell for a lot of money. So again, I just wanted to show you that I don't necessarily make the best choices.
Well, you have to consider at that point, I think we had been to 4 thrift stores and had bought nothing.
And I was
And
sad.
something in the back of Craig's brain forces him to buy stuff.
I was a sad panda. Sad thrifting panda. Yeah, actually, that does happen at times. I'm sure some of you can relate, but you've been out there and you're shopping.
I need the dopamine hit. I need to buy something.
Yeah, my hands are empty, and you end up buying something. And we've actually found in the past couple of months or so when we were going through inventory, I think about 20% of the stuff that I bought, I have no clue why we bought it. And I'm saying we, the royal we.
Yeah, I wasn't there to say, no, you ain't buying that.
You were with me when we bought that.
I know, and we had a discussion, and we picked the one that was undamaged.
The crazy cat lady threw it in their pocket. No. Considering how much Calico Critters to sell, I'm surprised. I know it's surprising, but at this point, we are not happy to find anything. Yeah, it's like Tina says, I haven't thrifted this week. It's too cold and too closed stores because of MLK Day. So you never know. Then sometimes you see something and you're going, what the heck's that? What's that?
What is
it's
that?
A box. It's a box. Rick was like, it's a box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Let's get a closer look at the box. It's $14.99 for whatever's in the box. It is it's a Westward torque wrench. What the hell's a Westward torque? What the heck is this? It's made in West Germany. And it looks to me like a weight scale, like for meat or something.
I thought it was a sword when I opened the box.
Or a sword, yeah. It looks like a sword.
On guard.
Girl Fridays used to stick to teacups and vintage glass. Well, if you want to expand, don't expand on Harlem Globetrotters or Calico Critters stands. But Disney lamps, maybe. Sherry's going to her favorite thrift on Thursday. So Lisa says thrift. Lisa says thrift. Sherry says thrift. Michael says thrift. Tina says thrift. Sandy says thrift. Thrift, but I don't blind buy that stuff anymore. Okay. Leanne's got a really great point. That's the first thing I said when I looked at it. I said, West Germany, thrift. Donna's a throw. Paul is thrift. Elisa's throw. Have to look that up. Yeah. Doug says thrift. And this was a Rick. So what did Rick do? He decided to.
Well, I like strange, so I did buy it.
Now,
I don't think it's ever been used.
We couldn't actually find.
And I can't find the exact match. I did measure this piece, and this is a 1/4 inch. So I'm assuming that this is a 1/4 inch torque wrench. And it's SA 1211, Peerless International Inc., Continental American, trademark West Germany.
And the interesting thing about it, from what we could find, which wasn't a lot, was that there are some of these things that sell for hundreds of dollars. Look at $628. So we don't know enough about it from what we did. But when we looked at it, and I said to Rick, well, it's 30% off. There's one that sold for $200. There's one that sold for 17. It looks vintage. Obviously, it is West Germany. So we would have to do a little bit more research on it. Probably going to try and see if we can find anything in.
That's not very helpful.
No, not helpful at all. So it's a strange one. Let's see. Next, let me just see. Got a couple more left for this round, and then we're off for the day. This one is something I put. It's a baggy wall haul, but I thought it'd be interesting for you or to look at. I mean, it's a baggy wall thing to look at. This is what it is. I saw this as I'm walking through a section that's normally filled with all sorts of weird other sort of housewares, and I saw the word Honda. So I thought, I got to take a look at this. And so I grabbed it, and it's a Honda police type model kit. And it's just like a model kit. It's in a bag. I really can't tell much more about it than that. Honda police, and it was priced at $4.99. So would you pick up a model kit that's not in a bag, like not in a box? Would you consider looking it up? Like, would you risk $5 on something like that? Throw might be missing bits. Throw. So a lot of throws. Janet says throw.
It looks like 100% throw so far.
Yeah, Elisa.
Susan says thrift.
Susan is thrift. Just Candace says throw. Thrift. Thrift as parts. That's a different thing. Like Holly's saying that. Thrift. Oh, we got a couple. Throw, but likely good value of complete. No box. So throw.
I put the gate up, so Doug is barking.
He's down with you?
Yes.
Nobody's still barking. Thrift for the decal. That's a very interesting point. Hey, Tim. Hey, that's another name I don't recognize. So those of you I don't recognize, hopefully you'll subscribe to us and see us every couple of weeks and watch us for our other things. Throw, are all the parts there? I don't know, because it's in a bag. So what did I do? Did I decide to thrift it or throw it? Well, I thrifted it. I haven't taken it out of the bag yet, but I did thrift it. Now, the reason I thrifted it was because I actually thought I got to try and see what this is. And again, because of the parts, you can actually sell these decals alone. I will get $5 for the decals to begin with because they're vintage decals. But here's the interesting thing is this particular model kit is a pretty hard to find model kit. Look at that. $159. $316. That's this kit itself. And if I go to solds, one sold for $100 in the box and one sold for $156 from the UK. So what I'm going to do, and this is the exact same topper. Okay. That's the exact same topper on the top of that. That's on the end of the box. So I'm going to look up what this is, and I'm going to do an auction for this. And I'm going to start this auction probably at $49, just because it's something that I think I should get the $49 for. But I will check and see if I've got all the parts. So I haven't opened this up yet. Again, I just had to sort of I'm taking a risk. I could see that the parts of these were still, well, I guess because I bought it now. So I could show you that the parts were still in bags inside here, it looks like. I could sort of tell that. So I can tell that these parts are in a bag. Now, one came off the tree, but as long as it's still there. So we'll see. But it was no instructions. So I'm going to have to go look up the instructions online. Lisa's asking about that. So I will look up the instructions online. I'll see if I got all the parts. And I'll take a risk because you never know what you can do for something like that. So next one I'm going to show you is just before we go. I have to show you this one thing, which is a thrifter to throw it that I don't know what you would do with this. This is one that just drove me kind of crazy. Look at this and tell me what you would do with our final thrifter to throw it.
I had to
This is a
plug in there, and there's a
mechanical
motor.
alligator. It is not a small
I
alligator.
wish his mouth opened up and down.
Look at the size of this gator. His tail moves and his head moves. That's how big he is. There he is standing on the thing. $25.49. No exchange. Assorted electronics. He's got lights in his mouth. His head turns back and forth. Well, I'm giving you... I took it home. I had to take it home. I wasn't supposed to hit that picture first.
He called me and sent me the picture.
I couldn't
And
resist.
said, what do you think I should do? And I said, buy it. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, he gave me approval to do it because, hey, look at that. I said it is. Isn't he cute? I do not have a clue if he was worth it. I had it on a 30% off day, so I have not. I went and did searching for it. I carled it. I Googled this. And what do I find when I Google it? The only thing I can find when I Google it is it's available at St. Mary's Thrift Store shop somewhere in the States. Somebody else has one, but they didn't tell me where they got it. This is literally the only thing I could find in the whole thing is somebody else who had it. That's the only image that I could do is a carled image of it. So
I think
so
you can
bad.
actually bolt it to a wall because it has little places for screw holders on its feet.
It was unique and weird. I don't know what. I honestly don't know what we're going to do with it. But yeah, it's one of those things that I had to buy. I just had to buy. It is a statement piece, that's for sure. It's metal with the plastic inside it. So a big thank you to everybody who joined us here for our Thrifter to Throw It show. Hopefully you had a little bit of fun. You found maybe a couple of things you hadn't thought about looking at before that you may take another look at, or a couple of things you thought, I didn't know that. Hopefully when you're walking by those mugs, you look for the color and you say, well, that's a mug I better check out. If you see a giant alligator, maybe you want to buy it for a statement piece. Well, I don't think it's an artist piece because there's two of them, one here and one in some St. Louis thrift shop. Unless it traveled from St. Louis up to us here. I have no clue. Again, thanks to everybody who's a member of our Kennel Club. You can look at the top of our YouTube channel. You'll see the join button up there. It's $2.99 a month, and it helps us support all of the work we do with you. And we have a Facebook group. Again, if you're in the Kennel Club and you have not joined our Facebook group, we post videos and things like that there all the time that are exclusive to that. All you have to do is send us a message in Facebook with your YouTube name. Or just send us a message and say, how do I get into the Kennel Club? And I'll let you know. So a big thanks. I don't know if it came from Timu. We were coming back on Whatnot probably in about 2 weeks. We do only have one place that we actually can ship from now with them. So thank you, Brian. So we have a lot of fun with these shows. We'll be back in 2 more weeks. And our show in 2 weeks is going to be a What Sold. And it's going to be What Sold from sort of December and January. And I'm not going to put him on the spot, but hopefully Carl will join us. Hopefully Elisa will join us. And Adrian will join us. Adrian's not in the chat anymore because there's something wrong with his computer, so he can't actually chat. And he gets mad because he can't chat. So he may be watching. If he is, everyone say hi to Adrian. Otherwise, stay as warm as you possibly can. Take some pictures. Stay inside. Do the thrift thing and stay inside till it gets a little bit warmer.
Thrift from your profit pile.
Get into your profit pile. I know. I got to list the stuff that we bought, though. I promised that if I bought it, it would have to be listed. So he's tried. It's not working. So there, I'll tell everybody say hi, Adrian. Thanks again for joining us here at Two Dogs Digs. We'll see you in the craft group, our Canadian resellers and fantastic thrifters group. Again, if you're in here and you're new, like Girl Friday, please think about joining us in the craft group as well. Canadian resellers and fantastic thrifters, or we'll see you in the Kennel Club. Woof. Say bye, dog. Say bye, Rick, dog.
Goodbye.